Okay, we're back. So you were telling me that Indiana forced you to create an entity in the Indiana state, and now that you have it, you're focusing more Indiana. But going back to the question, what is, let's say it's the first time I'm gonna do it, I need a partner there. So what would be the ideal partner? It has to be like a property manager slash contractor, or do you just find different people, or you just find an agent that kind of know?
I think an agent would be the most helpful because that is who you need. You need to comp it. You need to know. So I belong in that sub two group. You know, you're in whatever groups you're in, utilize that group that you're in and reach out, and talk to, hey, do you know somebody? Because everything is always, a referral, right? The contractor we found in Bryan, Ohio happened to be someone that did houses there, and he did a bunch of flips, and he referred us the contractor. And I actually used the listing agent that I bought the house from. I had, because for his patience, I literally was like 4 months for a stupid house that's $85,000. I let him relist it for me, so I gave it to him, and he sold it in, April 8th. Wait, what date is it? Yeah, I think we listed it on a Thursday, April 4th. And by Monday, April 8th, I had 6 offers.
Hmm.
And I closed on April 26th. So he knew what he was doing. He and I, we both sell REOs on the same platform. So I knew what he was seeing. And it turned out the asset manager that was on his deal was my asset manager on another property in Las Vegas. Because those asset managers they do nationwide, So I was like, oh, why didn't you tell me who it was? So I know exactly what he's doing because I do the same thing out here, So, but yeah, it's good to have a realtor, like I said, because they have the access to the MLS. I offer sometimes. I was like, hey, do you want to be my partner? So my partner in the one I'm having a problem with right now is another sub two student, but he is also another realtor. So then he's gonna, this is my split with him. We did 60-40, and he was more than happy because I'm the one who brought the deal. I'm finding the financing, but he's gonna do all the boots on the ground for us. And he's not gonna charge commission to resell it, right? But his company does property management. So he has the contractors because of the property management. You see what I'm saying? So
That rehab cost, right, is covered by the financing you get, or he's coming out of pocket as well for that part?
we have a JV agreement. He's supposed to share all the rehab costs, but I'm trying to get all the money up front from a private money lender. So it was supposed to be hard money. So I was doing hard money and I was getting the rehab costs as well. But
Yeah.
this one was only $5,000, which again, I share with you, and I know you're probably gonna go there, which was my line of my credit cards. Where did I get some of the money? Is from my credit cards.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a sec. I have some questions about as well. But basically, in order to recap this partner question, so you usually you don't require money from them, right? It's just like, hey, if you want to come on board, it's 40%. Only thing you have to do is focus on getting the things done because I'm bringing the funds to do it.
You know, I mean, it's all, it just depends, right? I probably should get more money because I found the property. I'm going to get the money. So this guy is 40%, but he's my boots on the ground over there, right? So he has to put in some kind of equity or bring value to the table too, right? So maybe someone might say yes, no. I want them to feel like there's an incentive for everybody, right? I'm just sitting here in front of a computer finding stuff, and he's gonna run around. So whose work is more valuable? He thinks that I found the money, that it's fair, very fair, right? Someone might say, no, the person bringing the money should get more. It just really depends on people, right? So after we close escrow, I'm pushing it on him. You better go take care of everything now because it's now your job. You know, he's just been sitting there waiting for me to close. I haven't been able to close yet. We're like delayed by 3 weeks. And so, yeah, it's,
You're not okay. You were flipping, right? So the whatever is the split you guys have is in the revenue you guys make when the property is being sold.
I mean,
Your
we
business-
did a joint venture agreement before we own this. So we both signed an agreement.
Yeah, but what I mean, when you said 60/40, that's the revenue you guys are gonna get. But
Profits, yes. I'm gonna get 60, he's gonna get 40 when we sell it.
when you sell it, exactly, because the business model here would be like buying the property, fix, flip it, and
Yeah, I want to hold, but he said this one, it was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, and he said the neighborhood doesn't have a lot of renters, you know, so it would be better to flip it, make the money, and which is okay, because I decided in the beginning I needed capital. So, but you know, also knowing that you have short-term capital gains is not great, but so whatever. So now that I've established myself and I got some credit card, the money from that, and then I found the hard money lender and they're loaning on the rehab. Now, don't get me wrong, hard money lender, they still want you to put 20% down, but this is where the key is finding a property below market so that when you refinance, you get all your money back out. So even at, I think there's some lenders out there, but the DSCR loans are, my cash out is only at 75%. Some do 80, but I'm able to still get all my money out, including the down payment at 75% LTV, right? So that's how I'm able to pull it all out because I'm buying it. I make sure I buy it really low
Hmm.
and not a lot of repairs. Okay, so.
So do you also mention that you have a hard money lender for purchase price between 50 and 100K?
Yeah, I do, but I haven't used them. But I shouldn't say that. This one, yeah, it just depends. They won't do it for you on the DSCR, but if you buy 50, they will do the hard money and then you turn around and you refinance it. Does that make sense? There's two different ones. You cannot borrow 50,000 and try to do a buy and hold. They will let you do it on the buy and
But
then
let's say
you
it's a
rehab. You
if
get
it's,
it? And then you rehab and get a DSCR. But you can't straight out do only 50,000 and try to buy and hold. You get what I mean?
yeah. Yeah, no, if you want to hold is that you definitely have to do a DSCR, right? That's the way to go.
Yeah,
Like,
but they won't loan you 50,000. It has to be at 100.
but
Think
okay,
about that. They will let you buy it and then you rehab it to fix and flip. I think they let you do that, but they won't give you the money under 100,000 if you plan to buy and hold. It has to be a minimum of $100,000 loan amount.
got it.
That's
So
the
the
difference.
property, so the property has to be worth even more.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lend you 100%.
Correct. That's why I had trouble in the beginning because I was buying a house. I bought it for 60,000. I'm so happy. And I wanted to buy and hold. Then I went and tried to get a loan. They're like, nope, sorry, it's not 100,000. I'm like, what the heck? I bought it, you know, and so now it's like, I understand now. I'm getting the hard money up front, rehabbing it. They're giving me for rehab it. And then I have two choices. I can flip it right there, or I turn around and I do the DSCR after I've used their hard money to rehab it.
And I guess they have like very high origination fees, right? Because otherwise,
Actually, no, that's not true. They
oh,
actually don't.
okay.
Depends on your credit. So I'll give you three. So I tried to borrow, 120, and then I had to put, I think I had to put like 20,000 down. The first guy I went to was a referral from another DSCR lender. She didn't do hard money, so she gave me to this other guy, and we were talking on the phone. He gave me a quote, and I thought, okay, that's not bad at all. I started giving the paperwork, and then later I was like, hey, I asked him for a loan estimate, and he never gave me one. Then he got laid off. Then I ended up talking to the processor. She goes, oh no, our minimum is 2,500. Then you have underwriting, processing fee, and all that. And then I added up. I'm like, wait a minute, it's $4,500 for this loan, you know, and I think I was only getting like 102, maybe something like that, right? So then Kiavi is another big company, Kiavi, Kiavi. You can put in your numbers, they will spit out. So when I priced it with them, they gave me 4,999. And then I went back to my other guy again, and he was only $4,099. Do you see the difference in pricing? And I was just like, and that was like 2 points to whatever, you know, yeah, this loan is under 100 grand. So I went with the guy that was $4,099. And then when I refinanced to do the DSCR, they use the same appraisal, but they'll charge you probably another 150 instead of like the 690 or the 700 initially for the appraisal, okay? And then he charges me 1 point on the DSCR. It might be 2.5 on the hard money. Right now, I see people are even sharks on these private money lender because they truly are hard money lenders, even though they call themselves PML. Their guidelines are less because it's just an individual, you know. But I think people right now are being taught how to basically be a hard money lender, you know, because either somebody got burned, didn't get paid back, they don't know how to do it. My deals with a PML. So I've done two PMLs already, right? She offered 105 for 4 months. I was going to pay her 17.5% interest rate. She thought she was getting a flat fee. I said, what the hell are you talking about? You're not getting 18 grand. You're getting $4,500. She said, oh, my mistake. I'm like, it says annualized right on the deed of trust. And somehow she thought, and she goes, oh, no, I'm getting it from other people. And I was like, well, that's crazy. You know, I'm borrowing 105,000. You thought you were going to get 18 grand, you know, for it. So that's why I said,
But
but
also,
anyways.
I think, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think one of the biggest difference between private money lending and hard money lending is the position they're willing to take.
They're both first position for me.
Yeah, for you, yes, because you have the same level of commitment with both of them. But legally, right, hard money lender come first, they have first position. And whatever is your private money lending fund that you raised is gonna cover.
I raise private money to be in first position. I never take them second or third. So you're right. Maybe she knew she was in first position because I have a promissory note and a deed of trust that gets recorded when I close escrow. So she wasn't in second or third. She was in first. She just wanted more money than the hard money lender did. She is actually a hard money lender. But the thing is, she's new too, and she was telling me, because we had an agreement, she signed it. She just didn't read it, apparently, okay? Because that's why I said she thought it was a flat fee. I said, what are you talking about? We're borrowing you 4 months for 17.5% annualized, which came out to, you know, $4,500. And she thought, so when she sent the payoff demand back over to my escrow company and I opened it up and I was like, what is this $18,000? You know, I go, what the hell is that? She was, and then I had to talk with my partners and we were all on the same page, except she wasn't. She was, oh, I should have clarified it. I'm like, I don't know what she was trying to pull, a fast one or what? I don't know. But it was just like, what are you trying to clarify?
I can totally relate. I've seen this before. I've been to like, how to call it, events, whatever, where,
Mhm.
like, let's say like master class, like education sort of events hosted by uh private money lenders. And when you get there,
Mhm.
the whole page changed. And
Uh,
you realize there are hard money lenders that they call themselves private money lenders. And the reason I brought the first and second position is because that's what I see. It's like, okay, you guys are private money lender, you know that there's gonna be somebody else lending money here. There's gonna be a lending institution, they're gonna take first position, and now you guys okay taking it with second position. No, 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 we want first position. Then you're not,
mhm.
then you're not a private money lender. Because when you raise money is to offset the cost of the items that the lender you have is not covering. That way you come out of zero out of pocket. So the first lender you have is going to take the first position. There's no doubt about it. And then all the money that you raise from private money lenders, that can be, I don't know, family, friends, or whatever, or people that are used to do that kind of investing, is gonna cover whatever it wasn't covered for the first position lender.
Yeah, you're right. And I think there's gap funding and all that. I don't do any of that. I just get one lender, first position, here you go. It's just simple. But like I said, I'm just running. That's why I got tired of it. Family is hard to explain because you have to coax them. They always think you're trying to, either they don't have a risk tolerance, is part of what I should say. Because I'm going to people that I know. And then that's why I got so tired of it. And when I posted something and someone came back to me and goes, hey, I can give you 0% interest rate for credit cards. And I was like, okay. So then I got $100,000 and I liquidated it. And then now I'm buying with that. I'm just like, I'm done with all these
Let's
people.
let's jump right into that strategy, that funding strategy. So the first question I have about it is, uh, does this person, do they run your personal credit or your business credit? How does that work? Could you please
Personal. I'm doing personal for now. I'm going to do business next because now my credit score dropped because I liquidated at 92% of the credit card. But when you're married and your partner, spouse has good credit, now we're going to go with him, and then I'm going to use him to go with the business credit. Business credit will start off with personal guarantee, but over time, then no, they will not be needed. But I think it always starts with a personal guarantee on the business side.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm there now. Now I'm done with my personal. It went through me because it was faster. I got 101,000 in credit card balances. I found ways, I learned how to liquidate them. There's many different ways to do it because I need the 20% down with the hard money lenders and the DSCR, right?
Hmm.
Initially, my first deal, I got money from a friend. I call her, he's a friend now. He was a client of mine. He loaned me money and I started from there. Okay. But now I need to scale. I got to go. But now I've also gotten the experience from the hard money lender, which also gives me more favorable interest rates,
Hmm.
right? Because I want you to have 3 to 5 deals under your belt before they, now I think I've proven it to him because he's seeing that my properties that I buy are 50 to 60 cents on the dollar. So he's like, shit, she knows what she's doing.
Hmm.
She bought this for 65 and it priced for 130. She bought this for 120 and it priced for 178. I'm on my next one. So this is where your relationship is very important, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I'm getting excited. And I have to slow down. I literally have to slow down because I can see it going so fast where, it took a while to decide where I was going, what I was doing. And then now since, I got into escrow in August for my first property, I'm on my fourth buy. Now, don't get me wrong, it's taken long just because, again, I had to extend the closing because of finding a PML. They backed out, I got to go find another one and all that. But I can see it moving very fast and I just have to do it slowly and get it right.
But Jennifer, just comparing to my situation, for example, I opened my business, I went to the bank and I got a business credit card. That's the way I started my building my credit. And yeah, it was back to my personal credit score, right? Until
Mhm.
you develop an actual business credit score. So in this case, for example, if I apply to this, it's based on my personal credit score. That line of credit I'm gonna get, all those cards I'm gonna get are gonna be in my name or in my business,
Yes, in your name.
in your name. So how do you connect this with your business? Because at the end it's gonna be the business buying the property. You're not buying the property under your name.
I don't know. I'm still learning. It is in my name. I cashed it out. I did the balance transfer directly into my business account. Okay. And I think what's going to happen is you're just going to have to keep a good record of this. I'm getting spreadsheets, everything. I'm a real estate professional, right? Full time. I have an S corporation. I funnel all this through. So I'm paying money now for CPA, the tax attorney. I'm getting my LLCs, my holding companies. I'm doing all at the same time. And thank God I had these credit cards at 0% because that's what I'm using to pay for all this so that I can get the right advice. You can only look at so much YouTube videos to learn stuff at some point. You gotta talk to a professional. So yeah, that was the next step I did was, I made an appointment with I listened to YouTube all day, all night. My YouTube University, one of the news feed was Mark Kohler. He's a CPA and a tax attorney. Then I made an appointment with his team. And then now I'm firing my enrolled agent that I had for 12 years because he didn't do it properly, you know, and so now I'm hiring another tax strategist because whatever I spend now, I'm going to save so much money in taxes later that it would be like little peanuts what I paid now, you know what I mean? But the only reason I'm going ahead with this is because I have the credit cards at 0%. You know, I'm borrowing money, I'm borrowing debt to make more money. And trust me, I'm from like the Dave Ramsey camp too, because my husband works there and I know how to pay off all debt. So we have our cars free and clear, you know, but I've got these credit cards that I'm using to buy property with it, right? And I'm buying and holding, and I need, you know, I'm gonna put it on this. 100,000 might sound not a lot to some people, might sound a lot to most people, but my goal the next 5 years is 100,000 passive income a month, and maybe more so than maybe then jump to buying businesses, blah blah blah, all that. But right now, my focus is this REO and the niche because I know it's coming. I already see it. You know, nobody knows about this, nobody does it because it's been gone for so long. They don't even know. They don't even know what REO stands for, you know. So anyways, whatever. I don't get me wrong, I wanted to do sub two, but I just couldn't find any. And then some of the sub two entry fee is 60,000. That's the price of me buying these houses outright. You know what I mean? So then they got to do Airbnb, they got to do pad split just to cash flow. I'm cash flowing on long-term Section 8 rentals is my fallback for these properties. But I'm moving with midterm rentals to nurses and stuff to get a little bit more money.
Yeah, I want to ask you about the Section A stuff. Just to finish with this, basically what you were explaining is this guy, you know, he has the resources to make you apply to different uh financial institution.
He has a business. He has a business. There's a bunch of businesses out there. I didn't know. I mean, I went to a wealth con in Las Vegas in January, and then I met a guy there, and I went and had a Zoom meeting with him, and I feel so bad now because he explained to me what he was doing, and then later when I needed money for this property, I'm in a WhatsApp of all these realtors and investors, and I put in there, hey, I need money, and this guy reached out to me, and then we started talking, and I proceeded, and then it turned out, I'm like, oh my God, it's the same guy giving personal credit like the other guy that I met, but I just went with him because at that moment I needed to get the money. So yes, and then he has a business, he has a team, whatever, and you know, I talked to him for a while.
You you apply for many different credit
I
card.
don't apply, he applies. You're paying him a service. You need to have, you know, 700 or better FICO score. You have to have 45% or less utilization on your overall credit, right? And then I filled out a piece of paper, you know, no, he has a website where you go in, you put your phone number and your name, and it will give you an idea what you pre-qualify for. So when I did that, it was $70,000. And then I said, okay, so then I proceed. Then I filled out and pulled my credit. And then I gave it to him. And then we signed a contract. And his contract said, you don't pay me until I get you all the credit cards. And they were in your hand. I like that. I like that. I didn't pay him until I received all the credit cards in my hand. Then I received the credit cards in my hand. Then I took one of the credit cards and I paid him for the service. Then he gave me instructions on what to do and how to get the money and how to liquidate the money. Okay. And then, so that's kind of, and then after he did that, I mean, I started in February, I finally liquidated all the cards in, you know, mid-April. And then I started referring him out to other people that I know. And then they're all getting the same thing. So it's somebody I have to, I always vouch and do it myself. And then, you know, I share it. And then now I'm going to do the business credit. I'm going to pay another guy who's in the group, you know, money. to help me because he went through it himself. You know, he went through masterminds and all that. So, you know, you always find people here. I'm not charging a fee for my knowledge. I'm just going to tell you that. But every freaking time I talk to somebody, try to get information, I got a course, I got this, I got that. And it's just like at some point, it's worth it. You know, I mean, I'm spending time with you, but I'm going to make content right now. Initially, I was going to share, you know, help people buy this property, maybe pay me a referral fee. I'm only asking for like maybe $500 or something because I just need to make the money myself. You know, I'm not looking here to, that's how some people do it. They make money by getting from other people. That's just not me. I just share.
Got it. No, I appreciate that. Appreciate that, Jennifer. What you're doing is
Maybe what I'm going to ask for you now is you put these two tapes, videos together, combined, because I do not have time to learn YouTube. That's why I said I don't even care anymore. I don't put makeup on, whatever. It's the content that's important. Put it together, send it back to me. I'm going to upload it on my channel, and then that's it. You know, then now you just saved me because I literally was just going to do a YouTube video and, you know, share my updates on these properties, you know, but I hope it helps somebody because there's nobody sharing this stuff, you know. I mean, I know nobody's doing the REO one. They're like, oh, go to this website and whatever. I'm like,
yeah,
and
yeah, absolutely. We're gonna do that. Do you have a couple minutes for a couple more questions?
sure.
Uh, for example, you said that you got a different credit cards and it's in your personal credit. Didn't that affect your credit? The fact of opening a accounts at the
No,
same time?
it affected my credit. So once you utilize it, so the instructions are liquidate 92% of that credit card, right? So, you know, I got cards 14,000. I got like two cards at 14. I got a credit union for 37,500. However, it turned out that one didn't let me. It used to let you do it online, you pay, right? So it didn't. So then what I ended up doing was the credit cards that let me do a balance transfer or pay myself. I also use Plastique, by the way. And then I used that. I paid my contractors with that money, and then I turned around, told my contractor, "Give me cash," and then they gave it back to me. Okay, so that's another going around. You can find videos on YouTube how to liquidate credit cards, and they show you. But I basically trusted my contractor. I had already paid him because I had money in my account. I paid him. Then I used the credit card, paid him through Plastique, and I made him give me back my money through ACH. Okay, that's one tactic I did. But what I was at 740, and once I maxed out my credit cards, I'm like 670 right now. And then you got to make sure you pay before your closing date, because this is another trick. You pay before your closing statement, not pay before your due date, and that will bring your score up if you pay the card in full. So I would use it, the money, then I took that other credit card that was 37,500. I couldn't cash it. So then I used that and I did a balance transfer and paid off the other 3 credit cards. And then I did it again. And I pulled the money out a second time. You see what I'm saying? So like, you kind of have to be flexible. And this is like a juggling act and stuff like that. So I would pay it off. My credit would go up. And then I look at it again, it went back down. So now I'm like at 670. So yes, it affects your credit score. I mean, don't get me wrong, but you gotta start off high. But now that I've established, I've got my property, so now I can refinance it, refinance and pull out the DSCR. And also my lender, my credit report is good till June. I got to buy a bunch of more properties because my credit score is 719 right now. They're not going to pull my credit again. So you got to buy the properties right away. Do you get what I'm saying? So they're using my old credit score of 719. So, but it really is 670 right now because I've liquidated all the cards and I'm over 90%. So
So
yeah,
I educates you, right, about how to do all this stuff.
he does. He sends you an instruction, you know, but I refer, you know, don't go in there, don't do anything until let me refer you. You use my account and then I can share with you because we're not both going to get the same credit cards. You know what I mean? I know how to do certain credit card, but like I said, they applied at Harvard Employees Credit Union. There would be no way I would have known to go apply there. But that card gave me $37,000. So anyways, I can share with you my instructions. And when my other friend, I had other people apply too, I can ask them, hey, give me your instructions, you know, which You know, that's a good idea. I'm gonna get instructions from my other. I referred like a couple people already. So if everybody has different instructions, I will have the instructions too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So anyways, that's it. Yeah, my score went down. Okay.
Okay,
But
so
after 6 months, you know, after 6 months, I can go for a second round again. So you can do this a couple times. You know, it's not just like a one-time thingy, but you just have to be.
well, you can do it second time as long as your credit got reestablished already.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck second time. You need 6 months for the inquiry to show that, and you have to pay it off. You know, of course, you got to pay off your credit cards too. And I plan to do that every time I sell a property and I make some profit or something. I need to pay down one credit card because they're gonna go and apply for other credit card because usually the 0% is introductory fee for a new credit. You don't get that 0% ever again. You
Mm,
must go to different credit cards.
yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Well, Jennifer, I think this has been very long, very insightful, very
And,
informational.
and like anything, you just got to do it. You know, you just got to do it. And that's where I told my husband, you can research forever and forever, but you don't know. You just got to do it, and you learn along the way. But for my tactic right now is again, get a partner. If the risk of losing money, if you can split it with your partner versus going all in, but we're buying. There's still properties out there below $100,000 and they still rent for $1,300 or something. That is where I'm at. Buy for under 80 grand, rehab for 20 to 30,000 max. Hopefully the ARV is about 130 to 150. Those are my numbers right now. It's small to other people, but you start small, and then when you get a little bit bigger, then you can go a little bigger. I might get more meat on the bone for a bigger fix and flip. I don't know, but I just think right now, the foreclosures are coming. I don't bother with this. I don't want to involve too many people in what I'm doing because I have more control with me. I'm the owner. I don't have to have the seller still involved, like when you do subject to and stuff like that, because when the market tanks and people lose their jobs and they don't pay you, you didn't keep a reserve and you own 20 properties, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a world of hurt. I went through that during the great financial crisis and I know how it is. So now I'm very conservative. So this is a conservative style, I guess, in terms of like buying houses. You can't get more affordable than buying a house for $140,000. You know what I mean?
Yep, totally right.
Somebody needs to rent that, and housing is still paying $1,300 to $1,400 for rent. Here in Las Vegas, we know that that's maybe a one bedroom if you're lucky, $1,400. So
Okay. So Jennifer, maybe we do another call different day and we talk a little bit about how you do with the Section 8 and
I can't yet because I haven't done Section 8, so I'm not there yet. I'm still in the process of buying, but I am going to use somebody else who's done it. And what they do is they charge 1 month's rent. And then, so there's people that you can go to, utilize them, and that's the route I'm going to go. If that makes sense, right? Because if you have a house that is sitting there and it hasn't been rented for a month, you just lost the money, 1 month's rent, when you can pay somebody else to get someone in there for you. But maybe another couple months, we'll revisit that. But I haven't rented anybody Section 8. Right now, I'm doing midterm rentals with traveling nurses, and that's my partner. See, I wanted to get in that realm. Better yet, I got a nurse, but she's new to investing too. So I just decided to do it with her because she had the agencies. Okay, she's new too, so she doesn't know. When it comes to understanding real estate, she's relying on me, and I'm just relying on her because she has the connection of the agencies, and she works at the hospitals, right? So I let her in, and we're joining together on our. We have one project together right now, so that's kind of where I'm at.
awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
Jennifer. Well, thank you so much for your time. I'm gonna
Did that help? Did it
just
make things more clear? But like I said, you're just gonna have to do it.
yeah, exactly that. At this point, we just have to take action. That's it.
Yep, take action. And you're scared, but it's small. Like I said, it's small. It's not too bad. It's scary, but you know what? It's better than working 9 to 5 at this point. But keep your job And, I'll share about all the other, again, LLCs, the tax and stuff like that, because it all ties together, right? And so
Yeah.
get the credit cards, get the money, start buying.
That's it.
All right. You have a good
Right,
day.
Jennifer.
Later.
Well, thank you so much. Tell your husband.